And we got Bananas in chat from Ollie95XZ, Madagai, Surprise T, Badger Spanner, Orbiter, Fold, Shizuku3158, Matt, Razamat, Firalol, Catkin, and the bananas are off the screen, which means that loads of you here ready and excited for a Hermitcraft stream. We got Diaz with the resubscribes, 17 months in a row, saying Panic at the Disco, bananas in chat, and 17 months. Thank you so much, Diaz. Pre-stream music today was AC/DC with Shake a Leg, one of my favourite songs off of Back in Black. And we're over here at this place because I need banners. And I figured, while I'm waiting around and I'm in this area, why don't I just hang out here and see if I can grab a couple. The farm is still operational. We're getting more of them on this side. Should have got a banner from there, that one then, and a heads. Oh, and another one there, sweet. Not bad, not bad. Excuse me, burping a little. Moonstone Husky says, "Hey X, how was your day today?" Okay, so my day has been wonderful, fantastic. Woke up in a great mood, got on Hermitcraft, got some cool stuff done, did my workouts, went out for the day, had a beautiful time, ate lots of nice food, and then as I was about to come home, I've had some issues with my phone right before I go away, and I'm very worried that it's going to cause me some grief. Basically, my phone isn't working, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I needed to upgrade my contract and took care of it, but now my phone's out of action and I'm very worried. I've got this horrible feeling that although on the phone the people are saying, yeah, everything will be fine, it will be fixed, that it's one of those ones where, is it going to be fixed? Because it ain't fixed right now. So anyway, I had plans to do the Redstone game for a live stream again, and I popped into the Redstone world to play around with some ideas that I had. They didn't really work out, and I realised that your mood affects how you think and feel and do things, and this is something that I've noticed for a long time. It's why I like to do most of my recording in the morning or midday after I've done my exercise. Then I tend to stream in the evening, because when you're in a good mood in the morning, you're getting up and you're going. That's when the creative juices really roll for me. And then later on in the day, it's nicer to do something chilled out. Now, luckily for me, rather than finding myself in a bad situation, I kind of thought about it and I realised, hey, the plans that I originally had for this stream are probably going to frustrate me, because I'm going to have to do redstone-y stuff. I've got this thing going on in the back of my mind where I'm like, oh, am I going to have some issues that I've got to figure out, and it's going to be stressful, and got to get this phone working before I go away. We'll come back to the crazy noise in just a second. So then I was like, okay, so what type of stream can I do where I can just chill out, hang out with all y'all, and this can be a cool, good experience. I can just unplug my mind from thinking about my phone for a bit, and I have just a job. Why is there a hole there? I have a... Oh, dude. I was so supposed to drink some milk before I left. I should do that right now in case we accidentally enter a village. Which could be a fun activity, actually, doing a raid on a live stream. Totally forgot to do that as I was leaving. So yeah, so I decided to change up my plans. I looked at my list of activities and there were a couple there that I thought, that's going to be not very stressful, just something we can chill out, hang out and do. So Sally Ann 123 is here resubscribing for 43 months, saying, have a great stream, X. Thanks for all the awesome content. Keep up the good work. Thanks for 43 months. No, thank you for 43 months. Jeez, Sally Ann. Wonderful. Thank you ever so much there with the emerald face. And we got Kilgore 1311 for 19 months. Thank you ever so much, Kilgore. Appreciate that. And I hope you enjoy the live stream. Crimzoon says, best way to get gunpowder. Let's first assume we're talking in bulk. So, running around and killing a couple of creepers because you need 3 pieces of it. I'm going to assume you mean bulk. General purpose mob farm. You could build a creeper specific mob farm. I think the best way would be a witch farm, just because if you build one like I did on Hermitcraft, that's a low effort farm. And you get redstone and other stuff as well. That, to me, seems like the one to go for, in my opinion, right? So we've got more noises in the ear. We got Walkers Gaming resubscribing for 22 months in a row. How you doing, Walkers? Hope all is well. Thank you so much for your continued support. I appreciate it, of course. Echo Art is resubscribing for 4 months in a row. Echo Art, thank you ever so much for 4 months of support. Wonderful as always, peeps. So, what is the moral of the story that I was telling you earlier? It's not really a moral. What can we learn from this, right? Always be identifying your own mood that you're in, because it's gonna impact the people that you're interacting with. It's gonna impact your own feelings and stuff. And it might sound like kind of silly, like, oh, you're in a bad mood. Well, yeah, of course you're in a bad mood, right? But you just need to think about how's that going to affect what's going on around you. How's this going to change the way you make decisions or you think and feel about things? And for me, having a creative job where I need to get my brain in a space where I can sort of flow with ideas and have fun with them, not being in that space and trying to get things done, which, you know, you have a video schedule, you have plans that you want to do with your content, that can actually, you know, be quite stressful if you don't do it right. And that's what I, luckily for me, identified, because I've certainly done some streams where I've not felt so great, but I've kind of powered through and done them, and you know, I always do enjoy it, but it can be a little bit easy for like negative thoughts to creep in your head. And so it's just something that I want to pass on to all of you, like, you know, here is something that I do, and maybe it would help you. Hey, maybe you think I'm full of rubbish. We got a Iskall Raid of Doom going on. My goodness me, we've just gotten started on here and we've been raided immediately. Thank you so much. The Iskallian army. It's a literal army. I've never seen a chat so dominated by a raid. Wow. Yes, thank you so much, Iskall. To all of you tuning in, I'm also playing on Hermitcraft, as I've just realised Iskall is. False is playing as well, she's also streaming. So if you're interested in getting some double Hermitcraft action, or perhaps what I'm doing ain't your cup of tea, there's also False streaming on the server. Iskall, if you're listening, buddy, thank you so much. I can send him a love heart in chat. And he logs out. Oh! Oh no! Oh... Brilliant. Thank you so much, Iskall. Really do appreciate that. Cool. And for all the peeps tuning in, I'm going to reiterate my thoughts a little bit here. I've just had a fantastic, wonderful day, and then something at the end of it that is causing me great concern, because there might be an issue with my phone. I'm going to go away soon, and, you know, you need your phone to tell you where you're driving and all that kind of stuff, right? Oh, my sound's turned off, which is actually kind of what we want here. Let's put it on 1%. You know, so there's a little bit of ambient noise from these sheep. Ambient noise. Okay, I think I'm going to start off... Okay, actually, I'm gonna center myself around this scaffolding again. Working on this farm is kind of tricky, and you want to organise yourself. So over here is where I like to put all of my shulker boxes. We don't have to put all of them on the ground. Maybe just the ones with stuff in. By the way, I can hear a lot of follow noises going off in my ear. Thank you everyone for following, by the way, and for all you peeps coming over from Iskall's Raid, I am a regular streamer. At the moment, I'm mostly streaming on Hermitcraft. If that is your cup of tea and you fancy catching a stream in the future, feel free to follow. And of course, you know, I don't do this actually. I realise I don't do this. When I raid other people, they often send like a shout out the other way. So for anyone here who doesn't know Iskall and doesn't know False as well, they're both streaming. If the mods, sorry, Iskall isn't streaming. The mods could share their channels. If that's convenient, if that's possible, that would be fantastic. I should get into the habit of doing that, because I've noticed other streamers do it. Right, so the noises in the ear are actually just piling up at the moment while I try and talk about too many things at once. Let's come back to what we were talking about a moment ago, and let me slowly try and grab the blocks that I need to upgrade and fix this farm, and I'll just check I haven't missed anything here. So Ender San Ik BTW subscribed with Amazon Prime. Jessica 2901 resubscribing for 36 months in a row. Thank you so much, Jessica. I wanna say your name with a little bit of tang like I used to do. I got to figure out how I'm going to say it though. It'll come to me. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Kaz from Wales is here resubscribing for 2 months, saying Iskall Raid. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate your 2 months of support. Entity Cramming is here resubscribing for 6 months in a row. Incredible, saying 6 months already. Keep up the great work, Asuma. Appreciate the kind message. It is already 6 months. Can you believe it? I can barely believe it, I'll tell you that. The time, it keeps on flying, but we're filling it with good times, which is awesome. I'm so going to need more glass than that, so let's be on top of things today. We will throw down the furnace. We'll throw down the fuel. We'll throw down the sand. We're throwing down all the things. We'll put the sand into the furnace with an adequate amount of fuel. Okay, and that should be all I need, really. Okay, let's try and get caught up here. So yeah, Walkers is sharing False and Iscal's channels in chat. Iscal just raided us. If you want to drop over there and drop him a follow, he plays on Hermitcraft as well. And False is actually streaming right now if you want even more Hermitcraft action. So we have Anon here with a donation saying, can you explain how does the Ender Dragon fight work on Hermitcraft? Do you have to respawn the dragon if someone wants to fight the first time and someone already killed it? I recommend looking up a tutorial because there will be plenty of tutorials out there on how to respawn the Ender Dragon. Maybe you haven't played the game in a long time. The devs added a way to do that legitimately. You don't need any special fanciness going on at all. It's done with a new item called, well, it's not new anymore, but end crystals. So that's the thing. We also got Chromatic Soulbar resubscribing for 3 months in a row. Thank you so much for the support, dude. Anna Banana 37 is here resubscribing for 3 months. Thank you ever so much. Retwall0934 subscribing with Amazon Prime, and JONW subscribe to Amazon Prime as well. Peeps, as always, I truly appreciate your support. Thank you, everyone. I know I sometimes have to blitz through and I feel a little bit guilty, just, you know, thanks, like that. But that's the way it goes sometimes, but I appreciate all your support. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do... Oh, it's always... Right, I do need more blocks. I'm remembering how I did all this now. You kind of need some temporary blocks. There are 2 types. I need building blocks, and I need... that one. If you didn't catch my recent episode of Hermitcraft, the latest one on my channel, then you're probably a little bit out of the loop as to what I'm doing here. You'll just see what I'm doing as I go along, right? It's as simple as that. Got a job here that needs doing. Tea reminder from Ollie95 in chat. Thank you so much, dude. 12 minutes in, that tea is going to be prime, I tell you. It's going to be prime. Now, I would like to assess how far out the wall that we're using is landing. It kind of looks like it might even... Oh, it does look, it glances out, so we've got to extend it back twice. I think what we're going to do is rip out 2 on one side and put 2 on the other. And this also might cause a problem with the lighting. We're going to have to end up placing more torches everywhere after this as well. So we need to expand it by 2 in this direction. So I'm going to put this block here, and then we're going to go behind it and place that block there. Then we're going to simply power it. Alright, and then we let the sheep come through. You know, I did have a bit of wheat that was really helpful here. But I don't have it at the moment, I think. Another JT is resubscribing for 25 months. Another JT, thank you ever so much for over 2 years of support. That's tremendous. And Dr. Zeus is subscribing with Amazon Prime. I appreciate it. Why don't you use sea lanterns instead of torches, says Daniel. Oh, I could put a couple of sea lanterns in here. That's not a bad idea. In fact, we'll do that, okay? Chat, you need to remind me later on that we're going to use sea lanterns. Okay, so I will need to go down there, but not just yet, essentially. Got to let these come through. They're backing up on that side, which is absolutely fine. Well, here's the thing. I kind of don't want to get rid of the one that's directly under, so... Do you know, I think I'm going to leave all the hoppers in. I'm not going to remove any on one side. I'm just going to add them on the other. Otherwise, it's going to be pandemonium. Now, another little bit of pandemonium is that this means I need to reconfigure some water streams. Oh my goodness me, it's getting complicated. Unless we don't bother with that, like... here's an interesting point. If the water were to go through all of this, like, why don't I put the water where... Oh my god, I'm going to end up redesigning this farm now. If I put the water where the hoppers are, it could potentially have the items on top and the water push them all the way over. So maybe I don't want that. Now we've got a problem here where this sheep is pathfinding in the wrong direction. So we do need some wheat. And additionally, I need to make up my mind about what to do here. It becomes really difficult when you've got all these sheep in the way. So I'm going to go grab some pressure plates, grab a bucket or 2 maybe of water. So I've already got one there. Let's grab another one. Believe it or not, I don't have an infinite water source, so we'll make one right next to where we are. Just make it a little bit bigger in case I do something silly. Alright. Okay, so all that area is infinite. That's terrific. Let's fill up these 3 buckets. Grab some pressure plates. Give ourselves options. I don't know how this is going to work. It's probably going to be slow and tedious as well. And I don't know where that piece of wheat went. And there ain't pressure plates in here, is there? Right. It's never simple, this game. Alright, we've got a noise in here from Phantom Murky. Phantom Murky, thank you so much for subscribing with Amazon Prime. I appreciate that. Hope you are having a good time hanging out with us here. I need to read more of chat, right? Why don't you just move the dispenser forward? Damn, that's a good suggestion. That is a good suggestion. We would have to rebuild everything at the top. That might not be the worst thing ever. It's not a crazy amount of... Well, here's the other thing. No, then they would... Because they go in different directions, they would then be out of line with one another. So, no, because if I move it forward in one direction, I have to move it in the opposite direction on the other. Okay, so here, I don't want to let them bundle up for too long, but here we can see that the wall being sheared will land on both of those. How does it end up so far over there, eh? I know how it does. Yeah, okay, so what we're going to do is remove that water. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up that pressure plate in just a second. Going to drop down here above me. I'm going to put a trapdoor here. Not like that though. Not like that. Not like that at all. Starry Eyes 313, thank you ever so much for 23 months of support. Do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the stream and having a good time hanging out with us. That's right, you are incorrect. Okay. I had a weird feeling. Okay, we picked up all that wall. That was kind of weird for a second there. We'll dump some wall back in. Not a bad time to do it, right? Then we'll come out here. Ah. What if I'm in midair? There we go. Now we can use it to get back up. Right, next problem is the old trapdoors. So we use birch, and I never got that wheat, did I? Anyway, that thing is now sort of done. That's been made efficient. I will let the sheep through at this point. I think it would be smart to let them through. And I might have to block them off further down. So we need our wheat next. That's what I was kind of working on. Look at this. Look at all these... Aha, wait, I've got that. All these steps I have to go through, right? So we can do that. Chuck that back in here. Get a little bit of this together. Now I need some seeds. How did I do this all before is what I'm asking myself. No Jash is here subscribing with Amazon Prime. No Jash, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription. I appreciate it. I hope you are hanging out with us and having a good time. I need to have a good time. I'm a little bit worried about my phone. And I did say I would come back to like the little bit of advice that I was talking about earlier. So for those of you that were here earlier, okay, now I always say this, whenever I start talking about something, wait till later when I then ask for a response specifically, just because I waffle and I waffle. And now I'm going to be looking in chat to see what all of you think about what I was saying earlier, right? And then we'll maybe reiterate some of it to the new people who are here with us in chat. We have 1,100 peeps tuning in. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all tuning in to hang out with me today. Okay, let's get these sheepies heading on in. Oh, look at that. They're getting sheared like crazy coming through there. Crazy like JZ. We got Dragon Pilot 55 subscribing with Amazon Prime. Dragon Pilot, thank you so much for the support, dude. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying it. Why no water over hoppers? The items will always flow into the hopper, so no more hoppers would be needed. Then just put glass around and it's easy. Rory, I was going to say because the pressure plates will power the hoppers and cause issues. We don't have to use pressure plates though, do we? I'm wondering now if I should revise my idea a little bit. Let's give it a test. I've got an idea. We'll see if we can make sense of that. So I'm looking at chat. I'm gonna guess no one has any opinions on what I said earlier. That's fine. Jeez. That's fine then. Maybe we'll leave that one we'll let that one be, shall we? Let's grab the spruce offensive gate. Use a sign instead. Yeah, then I don't have to deal with that potential redstone interference. I mean, we've got observers in the area. Yeah, let's use some classic oak signs. Okay, a couple of people are saying you don't know what I said earlier. Okay. Oh, let me reiterate it. And I'll try and do that briefly, because I don't want to, you know, have you all hanging around here listening to me say the same thing over and over again. So for those of you that missed it, I just explained that I noticed going into this stream, before I was getting started, that I was kind of in a bad mood, you know, not a terrible mood. And I started to talk about how I think it's really important to reflect on how you're feeling and think about how it changes how you interact with people, how you do what you do. Like, I'm interacting with all of you right now, and I could have done this in a lesser mood because I had stresses on my mind. I had a plan for this live stream that probably wasn't going to be so good, basically, and that had me in the wrong kind of like thought process, right? I was thinking negatively. I was thinking, oh, this might not work. Oh, my phone, what's going wrong with that? And so luckily I had the opportunity to identify that and just take that moment to think about how I'm feeling, and then be like, oh, I need to do something different now. I need to engage with this next part of my day in a different way. So I changed up the plans for the stream. Let's go on Hermitcraft, do something simple. I mean, there is potential for this to go horribly wrong and to me get stressed out as a bunch of sheep just wander off into the distance if they get out of here, if I misstep, but I've done this very cautiously, and I think we'll be fine, basically. I think that we will be fine. Okay, so the first one is now done. The only thing I'm missing is a pressure plate removal, but I'm going to leave it there just because the axe will potentially kill the sheep, which I don't want to do, and it's not causing any grief, so why cause yourself more stress? Belzebul in chat says self-examination is important. Emotional intelligence. I've heard it referred to emotional intelligence before. That's a word that hasn't really stuck with me, but it makes a lot of sense actually. It's to be intelligent about your own emotions. It's very easy to think of your emotions like a compass that you follow, whereas your emotions can mislead you. You know, everyone's human here. Everyone's done something silly or bad when you're in a negative mood, right? Like, you've said something you later on regret. I mean, what I'm talking about is essentially being able to spot those things before they happen. This looks like it's working a charm, by the way, peeps. Yeah, look, the wall's coming through. We'll give it some more. Oh man, this is such an amazing system. Let's see how many shears we've got left. Whoa! Hello, we're eating the shears. That's terrific, though. Average Martin saying, stepping back from something and revisiting it is sometimes the best thing to do whenever your mood is going south. Yes. Yes, when your mood is going down, step back from the situation. Couldn't agree more. You know, think about it in a different light, because it can be so easy to be engrossed in your own feeling, and you know, screw this, screw that, that's wrong, la 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 la. And then sometimes, you know, you can step back from it and realize, hey, this is a lot of stuff in my head, right? Like, yes, I'm having some phone issues. It's kind of out of my hand at the moment. Right, there's not much I can do. I'm going to get on the phone later after this stream. I'm going to give it a few hours because they did say, I mean, the guy on the phone said it would take half an hour, and it's been well over an hour and nothing's happened. So it's got me concerned, but you know, for now I'm doing my stream, so why let it get to me at this point in time? It's irrelevant. Jessica says, yeah, sometimes at work I'm moody for a bit and then realise it's because I'm tired, not had a coffee yet. There you go. Yep, maybe just down to something physical, you know, that you can remedy with a coffee. Let's go and do this. Although now you're going to get me speaking to the use of coffee to stimulate your energy. Coffee doesn't give you energy. It's you should be aware, right? Coffee is going to get your brain to act in a way like you have energy, and that is, you know, not a great thing for your body to be doing. But coffee's useful. You can enjoy it as a stimulant. I certainly enjoy it as a stimulant, and I like to try and use it more for a practical situation than I do as something to get me going in the morning. For me, what gets me going in the morning is routine. Like, it's not about how I feel, it's like, get up and do the thing and get on with the day. And you just get used to doing that. You just get used to getting on with it. And then the rewards of being able to get up in the morning and just crack on with whatever it is you got, commitments, etc. Like, that makes it easier and easier to stick to doing that. Try not to worry about things outside of your circle of influence. If you can't affect something directly, it's outside your circle, says Old Fart Games. Yeah, that's a really great way of thinking about it as well. You know, bad things can happen to you, things that suck. If it's out of your control, it's out of your control. You can only give yourself more stress, more worry. That can go, can't it? And I can kind of just remove the blocks from here, so I know what ones I'm dealing with. And I hope one of those sheep don't come back. Let's get that wheat away from me for a second before I do something silly with it. Now I can place both of those hoppers without doing the trick I had to do the other time. So now it'd just be the signs, right? We're going to put in the signs. And do you know what? This is going really well so far. And all you got to do is just take your time, think it through. So we added 2 extra hoppers. That's what we're doing every time. And we're also going to move the water stream onto the hoppers to help with the flow here. That torch can actually stay. That goes there. And I think we're ready to remove... Yeah, now one thing I could do is take that water stream out. This hopper at the end here, it's actually, I'm going to leave it alone because it's hardly ever going to get any wall in it, so it doesn't matter if that pressure plate powers and locks it. So that is our first row of 4 done, and we're making this farm more efficient with every little bit that we do. Okay, those ones are going to fall down into the water, and that's absolutely fine. A little bit of waste is quite alright. Ah, look at this. We're sort of backing up the sheep in a way that favours us as we come round to the next part. So, again, we've got to back it up by 2. Then we're going to have water here, so I'm going to block them off just before they get to the water. Temporarily put that there. Sticky piston, and in goes the redstone block. Right. Get our bucket of water out, because we're taking that out. We're going to take out the pressure plate. Possibly that pressure plate. I think I'm a little bit too late. And now we need some wheat. Except it's going to be kind of tricky to get them to come around. There we go. Nice. Taking care of business over here, aren't we? So, Cwood123 resubscribed for 2 months in a row, 4 minutes ago. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the stream. Hayley Bailey says, I do think it's important to embrace bad moods as well as good ones. It's human nature. Yeah, that's a very good point. That is a really good point. You can't just be going, I feel bad. No, I don't anymore. You know, like, it's being smart about it. Like, I'm not in a bad mood because something horrific has happened and I am ignoring it. I am aware that bad things may come of my plans in the next few days, but it is kind of out of my control right now. And it is really not the worst thing ever, actually. So, in this case, I'd say I'm being pretty reasonable. Also, just noticed something. There was like a torch down there to keep the grass lit, or have a bright light next to it. So I think it's a really good idea that we put those sea lanterns in later, so we must not forget about that. Also, I think we're going to be ready to unleash the sheep again. We're going to need torches, because I've run out of those. And yeah, we're ready. We're ready here. We're ready, Freddy. And I'm going to need some more glass. Torches and glass is what we get when we head back down next. Did you get your bits of glass? You did? Sweet, and they're shearing like crazy. This is such a good farm. Such a good farm. We're going to provide the server with so much wool now. Like, not that we weren't already, just even more, hey? The prices will get lowered. Did someone say T reminder says Smickle? Couldn't stop the P from rolling in then. Smickle, thank you so much for the reminder. I should get rid of my bow since I can't shoot Enderman, and try and maybe just have everything on here at once, so I don't keep shuffling my inventory. Now, the next thing is a light source, which I will grab right there. Sweet. Badger Spanner in chat says, it works so well, I also like indulging in bad moods with sad music so I can get out of it too. Interesting, that's a really interesting thought. Something I've reflected in myself is I can be a little bit indulgent in my moods, and I've actually made an asserted effort not to be over the last several years. I've also been reflecting on, like, the music that I'm listening to and how it makes me feel. I remember, I've always heard it every now and then, being someone who's into like heavy metal and satanic music, if you want to call it that. And for anyone out there who has this idea that like Satan is real and it's a bad and like negative force or something like that, for me, Satanism is basically a joke and a form of entertainment. If someone out there is doing harm to someone else in the name of something like that, I would in no way, of course, support it. But for me, I was always drawn to really kind of like aggressive and dark music. And it's just like a show to me. It's like entertainment. It's just so much more vivid and interesting what's going on. And, you know, it's always made me feel fantastic when I listen to it. Like, records for anyone out there, like Emperor's In the Nightside Eclipse, it's so vivid, it's so incredible and out there, and it just feels so alive. And so, you know, I absolutely adore music like that. But then I think it is dark. It is, you know, it is on the negative spectrum. And is this like having some sort of influence over me that maybe I'm not fully aware of? And I can't make up my mind, but I've definitely noticed times since I've been thinking about this where I'm like, you know, I'm not sure the music is helping me right now. Like if I'm in a bad mood and I'm listening to metal, sometimes that doesn't really work for me these days. Being a little bit more reflective on it. And often what I would do is listen to metal when you're in a bad mood, like you're pissed off, you're angry, and it's like, rah, put on some Slipknot or something. And I think a band like Slipknot, they're kind of fine. Like they're always fun. But some of the moodier stuff, some of the like doom metal and things like that, it can be like a little bit of it can sort of exacerbate your mood, to think of a fancy word. Dude, you got to stop coming back this way, okay? Because I'm about to replace... Oh, don't come back this way! No! I see ya. Dude, this is so easy. I don't have to go down below. I'm now wondering, like, why did I go down below before? Why did I do that trapdoor technique all the time to get down below and replace those? I don't know. But we've got to do the water as well while we're here. Okay, so sign over there, sign over here, and then some water. And we've pretty much taken care of that. I think heavy amusia distracts you and causes you to put energy elsewhere, says Badger Spanner. Yeah, it works in the form of distraction. It's also a therapeutic distraction. Like, I can think of just endless amounts of times that music's been there for you, you know? And been incredibly helpful. So I'm in no way, like, suggesting that, oh, I've got it wrong all this time. I'm just noticing, hey, nothing in life is ever, like, clear and cut and black and white, right? Like, there will be a time when it's a bad time to put on a metal record, depending on how you feel. The music is only dark because of your perception of it, not the music chose to be dark, says the Cosmic Samurai. Well, that's something I both agree with, but that's really interesting because, yeah, I often think when I see people who criticize, like, I really can't be genuinely critical of any music, really, because it's all sound going into your brain, and I really think a lot of it is in the user's head, right? But then, like, darkness is like a part of the sound, a part of the mood that is in your head already, perhaps. And, I mean, I was drawn to darkness in music just because of how, like, theatric and fantastical it is. Like, for some reason, for me, like, the most epic, upbeat, happy song you can think of would have nothing on the energy of like a sort of sad or downtrodden song. Those songs always feel so more vivid to me. So more vivid. And not in a way where it's like, oh, now I feel depressed or now I feel sad. Just in like a theatric way, like the music, the antics of it just seems so much more vibrant and alive when the tone of the music is darker. The younger generations mostly listen to mumble rap. They aren't there for the words, only the beat, says Almighty Truth. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, and they're there for the mumbling too. Like, I like a bit of mumble rap. I also love classic hip-hop, and I'm kind of sick of seeing this argument that I've seen like haunt the metal community since I first, you know, became aware of it, or a part of it, however you want to see. Like, this whole like old versus new tribalism, or like dismissing of new artists, it's really just like, it's a no-win game. It's not good for anything. and hip hop have been so united for so long. Like, all the legends of the musical genre were well regarded and talked about, and then only ever now with mumble rap have I seen a hip hop community kind of like vividly divided, and I think it's complete nonsense. Like, it's almost logical that at some point the next evolution for the genre is for someone to rebel and reject the norms that were already there. I mean, that is why music progresses to begin with, from wherever you start, however far back you go. And there's always someone standing around and critiquing and saying that this thing that's now happening is the worst thing ever. I mean, you can go back to like the jazz era and find people saying at the time that like jazz was the death of music. Someone said it for like every new wave of music, and it's just so ridiculous to get caught into this like cycle of looking at art and standing on a podium as if you've got like the decisive angle over it, right? It should all be about embracing it and enjoying, oh, I forgot to put the water in, enjoying whatever it is this new generation is trying to bring to it. Because the thing with the mumble rappers is, you know, they're all going to be inspired by the people who are now criticizing them, which is really sad. Like someone like Snoop Dogg going after the mumble rappers. It's like, dude, they probably love you. And here you are like trashing them, basically. It's kind of sad. You know? Our Belzebul says, totally agree. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. I don't share that opinion. There is just so little artistic value in a mumble rap song, says Taubar. Like, remove your judgment of it. Don't be judging, and just be like listening and finding and enjoying whatever it is a song has to offer you. Like this whole idea of like, oh, artistic value. It's personal. It's not out there in the world. It's about your own taste. And once we like kind of extend it into our like beyond ourselves, then it just becomes like this nonsense thing of like, you know, talking down on other people's music or whatever. You don't have to be into every type of music, but like whatever you're not into, just let it be. When we start getting into this kind of like throwing in all these terms about it not being artistic enough or whatever, you're just getting caught into missing what it's about and not seeing what it's about. Like with mumble rap, I certainly, when I first came across it, kind of sneered a bit at the idea of like the mumbling, but then I kind of prompted myself like, you know, hey, I'm the one who sort of waffles like this and says don't be judgy, and I remind myself don't be judgy, and I give it a shot. And eventually I find some artists where I'm like, oh, I'm starting to get this now, like I'm starting to feel what this is about. Like mumble rap, when I listen to it, for me, is far more about vibe, tone and mood than it is following an articulation and expression in the traditional sense. Like you don't need to have like all these well articulated words to get what is going on. It's not about that. It's about like the groove and the rhythm of the song and like the vibe of it and its atmosphere, etc. Like, those become the bigger focus. And in hip hop, you know, it's always had those things, but there's also been this massive emphasis on lyricism. If you take that out of the equation, it just becomes something new. It just has a different focus. And for me, you know, listening to some of the mumble rappers and artists that I had, it's been really great, because one of the things that I find really exciting about music is there's always new stuff coming out, and if you can get into it and you can get behind like what the artists are doing and saying about it, it's all win for you. It's all stuff for you to enjoy, and I've certainly enjoyed some of the mumble rap that I've listened to, you know. Mumbo rap, says Gundro. Mumbo rap, yeah. The problem I got with the music at the moment is that the more I get into metal, the more I'm allergic to pop/electro. I just can't stand it anymore. Ollie, try and embrace like anything really. Like I always had like a little bit of an eclectic edge, because I was part of a group of metalheads, right? But I was always the one who would be like, let's listen to NWA, or like check out this weird band from this country, or like I'd always just have my like ear into something else as well, and it was always sort of like shunted by everyone else. So I've kind of experienced how you can like a music and get like narrowly focused on it, and then you kind of you want that, and so other things become less appealing. And I just tried to embrace whatever mood is available to you at the time, like through the music, like whatever it is, like enjoy it while it's there. because you're just taking away your own enjoyment of something if you're like, oh, I'd rather be listening to this. And sure, there's going to be times where you're really in the mood for something, you put it on and have a cracking time. But otherwise, you might be missing out on some really cool music, basically. So I don't try and get into that whole like I'm only into metal type thing. I'm like, I'll be into anything that I can get into. Let's have a look. Why did I come back here? I ran out of signs. Brain, thank you for eventually kicking in. Took you a little bit of time there, you know, a little bit on the slow side. I won't be complaining. Okay, I won't be filing a report. By the way, we've had noises in the ear that I've just ignored. Sorry. Bleed Green, resubscribe for 25 months, saying another month, another sub. Another thanks to UX. I graduate on Sunday. Your videos have helped me through the years, giving me some brain relaxation off to write papers. Bleed Green, if you're still there, thank you so much. I appreciate your 25 months of support. And best of luck. Well, you graduate on Sunday. It's already done, right? Well, good luck with writing your papers. Sounds like you've already done the exams and stuff. Gamer Chick is here doing cheers and throwing bits, saying music has the power to create happiness or sadness, or drive you deeper into a rut you can never escape from. I used to listen to heavy stuff, but as I got older, I appreciate the time and effort that put into epic solo or heartbreaking lyrics. I still feel it. Damn, I do miss me some Slayer. Hell yeah. Anyway, here's some bacon bits. Thank you so much, Gamer Chick. I appreciate it. Yeah, I imagine music can drive you into a rut, right? But I think that's about your relationship with the music. Music has always come out for me on the positive side. What I was talking about earlier was just getting a little bit older, being a bit more observant of myself, and just noticing that there are times when maybe I shouldn't. And maybe if I thought about it like retroactively, if I like, it's hard to do now while I'm streaming and think about other stuff, but I just think back to some certain points in life and like maybe think like, hey, what was I listening to at that point in time, and what did that mean? Now that I've got a better brain for like thought and a bit of like reflection on situations. I don't know. Nothing's coming ahead right now. It's not really the sort of time to, you know, to delve through the memories of life. Okay, let's put torch there and we're good. Sweet. Right, let's catch some messages in chat. Cosmic Samurai saying different sounds and frequencies resonate with different people, and opening your mind can enrich your life. And I tried to read that as fast as I could before it went off the top of my screen. I don't know what the last part of that message was, but yeah, absolutely. Different frequencies resonate with different people, for sure. For sure. I'm just looking at chat, by the way. Mumbo rap is the best. I think Mumbo should do a rap now. Jessica says, I was a raver kid. I was such a raver as a kid. Listened to jungle, old school, hardcore, and trance. There is a good chance you could probably hook me up with some music then, because I loved that early 90s explosion of electronic music. After, like, because electronic music kind of like shifted from like synth pop and early stuff like Kraftwerk, and then it's like, I think it's literally Detroit, like the Detroit music scene like invented house, and then house migrated to Europe, and when it came over to the UK and Europe, it just exploded and became drum and bass and dub and trance, and there's all these names for it, like trip hop is another one. And whenever I like dive my feet into those genres, it can be a little tricky for me to find the ones that I like, but when I do, I really, really like it. Like the last time I really kind of got into some old school drum and bass was LGT Bookham, and man, that logical progression record has just been a go-to over and over again. I absolutely love it. And I really like house music again, but it's one of those ones where I feel like I know out there's going to be like just the right kind of like house artist for me. Now that I think about it, back when I was you know, collecting music off of the internet, when I was like a teenager, used to like scour the web to find people who were giving it away for free, and I've got just like these little niches of just music that no one else knows about now, right? Like I actually spoke to one of the artists a couple of years ago. I was like trying to contact them through their domain name because I happened to remember what it was, and it was offline, and like you know, no one's listening to their music probably anywhere except them now, because they were never big. I just managed to stumble across them online, and yeah, so I just got like the little handful of like records, and one of them was called Audiosphere, and I cannot find anything online anymore about who this artist was, what the record it has come from, but it's like an hour long, 16 tracks of just this awesome kind of like mix of all the different types of drum and bass and house music. And I might put one on as a pre-stream track one time, and then if you see it, Audiosphere, you'll know, hey, that's that record that X has got that you'll never find anywhere. And I really like it, and I probably like it just because it was like an early exposure to that type of music, and I would just listen to that over and over again, and you get to know records really, really well when you just listen to them over and over again. It's one of the reasons I think video game soundtracks are such a great way to get into a different type of music, because you're exposed to it in an enjoyable situation, and you kind of end up listening to a lot of it in the back of your mind. You're not putting that forward attention on it, you know? So yeah, anyway, I think we actually did that, and we did it way quicker than I thought we would. So let's walk over it, double, triple check that everything is cool and in order. I'm liking what I'm seeing, I'll tell you that. I mean, every sheep is looking kind of sheared. There was actually a couple of things I wanted to address. The corners, not this one here, the corners could get a bit messy, I noticed. So, all good on that one. We're in the second lane, going up to the second one. I can't believe how quickly we did that. Less than an hour? Less than an hour. Sea lanterns, thank you Smicklebit, and tea. Oh, let me have another sip. And I have a WhatsApp message, I'd like to read this if it is related to my phone issues. Okay, it's not. Gamer Chick says, all around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out places. Oh, I love that song. Tears for Fears or that guy who covered it, which version? I think both of them are like different. Like, it's the same song, just somehow transformed into something different each time. Anyway, we can clearly see that this is the corner that has the big issue. I don't know why. I think it's... I reckon it's probably like a pathfinding thing, because it just seems like they're bunched up and they're trying to fight their way around this corner. But we don't have that at the other ends. It's really odd. Maybe it's because it's like closer proximity to some other stuff going on here. Okay, we did that one. We did this one. We don't have torches on that one. Yeah, looking all good everywhere. All good everywhere. And then we just did this one, so it is all good in the hood, homie. It is all good in the hood. Tears for Fears with the love hearts in chat. We got some Tears for Fears fans. I'm a huge fan of Tears for Fears. There's like one record of theirs I got massively into. Then they had the one with the Everyone Wants to Rule the World. I think it was the one before that. Has it got Songs from the Broken Chair is looming around in my head. That record is phenomenal. I love it. The Hunting, says Badger. I think The Hunting is the first one, right? Which I didn't really get into. Like, Tears for Fears are one of those bands where like I really massively got into like one record and half of the other one, but like just I don't know, it kind of dropped out from keeping up with them in a weird way. I don't know what to do about this. I'm wondering if I should change that. I should remove that water and get rid of that pressure plate. Let's just goof around here, right? I can do that, yeah. Now, I guess I'm probably going to have to block them in order to make any progress here, so we'll give it a shot. Once we get rid of this corner, there should be less like collision stuff going on, and that'll help the server with its performance big time. So yep, just bringing y'all around this way now. That'll do, that'll do. For now, we'll give them a moment and then I'll drag some more through. Sowing the Seeds of Love, says Old Fart Games. That's a great song. Joy Division, Love Will Tear Us Apart, says Jimmy Fingers. I mean, what a classic song. With Joy Division, I never got into their first record. It was the second one, Closer, that I really loved, and that is a really depressing record. Like, that is a dark atmosphere going on right there. And that's not dark through like heavy guitars and stuff. It's like eerie kind of emotional melodies and very kind of spacious and dark sound to it. It's really good. Deadpool says sing your part of Hermit Gang. Oh, do I even remember how it goes? X gon' give it to you what? Lyrical boxing. Dropping... I'm going to talk it. Dropping blows on all my foes in the G team. They're looking unclean. They're needing some sunscreen because they're getting hurt. No, they're getting burnt by words to hurt this herd of nerds. It's absurd how my rhymes got them injured. Danger, danger. I got lasers, Guardian lasers, to cut them up like razors. It's flex in season and X got flavour. I enjoyed that way too much, didn't I? That whole rap thing. I think what I might do here is reconfigure this whole corner so that it actually starts there. No, I really didn't want you to... Oh, jeez. Okay, don't want to hurt you. Really didn't want you to go back into the water like that. Let's get the wheat. Can you fight the water stream? Oh, you can't, you silly sausage. You silly sausage. Come on. Badger says cringe. I've said it many times before. I find cringing so cringy. Oh, just stop looking at other people and going, oh, cringe. Just let them be. Let them be. Oh, cringing. It's so cringy, isn't it? Totally makes me cringe every time. Oh, no, that's cringy. Right, let's try... Oh, actually, it has to go around the corner here. Great. And I don't have one more sign, and I can't pick that one up, so... We make one more sign then, I guess. Sign, sign, sign. On the dotted line. Lizzie Best is here. Resubscribe for 27 months, Lizzie Best. Thank you ever so much for your wonderful support. I appreciate it, and I hope you are enjoying the stream. 27 months, crazy. X is the new Eminem, says Noovish Gamer. Yeah, I'm the new one. You know. Took me 5 minutes to write that rap. Forget about his... God, how many years? I don't know. When did M get going? Like what? Literally in like 89, I think you can find some record. Is it 89? You can find some really old demo tapes of it. I think some of his stuff goes as far back as like 89, when you can hear him rapping like his MC Ren or Ice Cube. There's a lot of demo stuff and like early tapes of Eminem that have been recovered. If you're like a huge Eminem fan, you're not aware of like the Infinite LP, the Slim Shady EP, Infinite. Wait, I said that one, didn't I? There's a couple of other things as well, like demo tapes and whatnot. There is like an extensive amount of like very early Eminem available online, and if you're like a big fan, you'll probably find it really interesting to go down the rabbit hole and check some of that stuff out. We got Antonio EAE, subscriber of Amazon Prime, and Aidan V, subscriber of Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, peeps. I appreciate it. I probably butchered your name, didn't I? Thank you so much for the support. Hope you're enjoying the stream and having a good time hanging out with us. The earliest ones are 88 to 89, if I'm not wrong, says Insane Jokers. Yeah, I was saying 89, trying to be like cautiously estimating. 88 as well. Yeah, I think there is some. Yeah, when he had the like NWA flow, basically. Okay, so I think I basically after those first ones didn't put any extra blocks down the side, so there's practically no cleanup to do here. And then if we just pay attention to the sheep in this area, you'll see that it's all pretty good. I do want to lower the amount of sheep in total in this area. That is something we could do together on this live stream, believe it or not. Believe it or not! But it means I've got to do some stuff with the world download backup. Brain Damage was one of his older songs before Slim Shady. Great song. It was before the Slim Shady LP, because that is one of my favourite songs off of that record. I don't recall ever hearing a demo version of it, or like an early one. Smickle Beer says, anyone else here hyped for the new Sabaton on that album? I am massively hyped for that record. Like, Sabaton kind of like got booked into a kind of sounds that I've never been particularly fond of, that kind of Euro metal stuff. But now that they launched the Sabaton History channel, and they like you get a bit more personalized with the artists, which always helps a lot when getting into music, like realizing, hey, these are just people, you know. Yeah, I just all of a sudden it's like I get what this is about so much more now. I knew that they sung about like history and war, but it didn't in my mind translate into a way that I thought was interesting to me. But now that they've teamed up with like the Great War Channel, Indie Nidell, and like I'm like, oh, this is what I'm about. Like this is being like a history nerd basically. I'm all about this, and so I'm totally looking for it. Green Wolf says Eminem is the GOAT. You know, Eminem is phenomenal talent, a unique talent as well. Whenever it comes to the greatest all time, there's always two names that I think I never hear mentioned enough, and that is Ice Cube and Be Real. I think those two are criminally underrated, even though they'd probably, you know, make a top 10 list or something. But yeah, it's kind of hard to like say that Eminem isn't the greatest, really. Just that the insane talent he is, and the broad appeal he's kind of nurtured is like phenomenal. Right, as you'll notice, I just can't be bothered with dealing with odd blocks here and there. We do actually want to fill up some iron here, right? We want to make some more shears, so let me grab that. And oh no, we don't need a crafting bench. Let's go get that up. Thunderstorm and rain sounds in the background, and my calming voice. I'm glad it can be calming. I'll tell you what, I do like the sound of that. Just enjoying whatever it is, like a stream or podcast, and having some lightning in the background, as long as it's not too close, you know. Otherwise it might get a bit scary. How many of these can we do at once? 16? Yeah. Just feel like topping this up. Giving it a top up. With great talent comes hard work and dedication. We have no idea what he's been through to get where he is today. Oh, you know, there is no doubt in my mind that blood, sweat and tears, you know. Blood, sweat and tears. Here's something interesting though, right? Like, I do actually flick back to my comments on occasion from previous streams and see what people have said about some of the stuff that we talked about. And I had one angry. It's easy to assume people are angry online because of how comments sort of look. But we discussed this thing about like people not being born with an innate talent, and someone commented saying, "Oh, X, you know, you're full of rubbish," was sort of the tone I read it in. Like, you don't mention like all the countless musicians who are just born with the ability to pick up an instrument and play. So if you're someone who believes that there are musicians out there who just pick up an instrument and they can play it, you know, like, I'm going to say this, like, wherever is the evidence of that? Like, I'm pretty sure there's probably no evidence out there of a musician going to an instrument for the first time and just acing playing it. And if there was, if someone went, oh yeah, this person never played a guitar before, you know, so why would I try and record them playing for the first time unless they're like a family member? Like, where are these, you know, actual physical evidence of like, hey, someone picks up for the first time and can just play? And if there is, you'll probably find that definition of what playing is probably a little bit over bloated. I bet there's some people that pick it up and are like pretty fluent with it quickly. Like, you know I can pick up a different type of stringed instrument from all the guitar that I've played and probably look like, if I told you I'm playing this for the first time, you'd probably be like, whoa, you seem to know what you're doing though, right? Like, there are so many factors, like other other experience with music, or just having a knack for music. Like, some people are born like myself, like just with a knack for music. Whenever I listen to music, I hear like the notes, the rhythms, the grooves. Like, I could, you know, listen to a song and just hear it in a different musical style in my head, like, or just listen to the individual parts. And then playing different instruments is always kind of easy to me, just because I just kind of think about it in a way that sort of, I don't know, like, I get what I want out of an instrument. Like, my mum used to have a saxophone, and I'd pick it up, right, and I could barely do anything, but once I figured out how to blow down it, I know that I can, you know, move the little things on the saxophone around. And it didn't take me long just to go, oh, there you go, there's like 3 notes that sound good together, and I would just start playing them in different order. Then I find out how to add a couple more. And, you know, if I was like, this is the first time I'm playing a saxophone, you might be like, whoa, you got a gift. But it's like, but I've also listened to music my whole life, and I play other instruments as well, and I'm no stranger to what the saxophone is. I've listened to it in music. You know, it's like this whole idea of like someone picks up an instrument with no experience and just plays it. It's nonsense. There's always some sort of prior influence, whether it's genetic, experiential, and you know, and where's your evidence for this argument is what I'd say, like, because no one's picking up, every time someone plays an instrument for the first time, no one's picking it up and filming it and taking a case record of it. And then if they are, like, what does it say? Like, has this person played other instruments? You know, that's anyway. That comment just kind of wound me up a little bit. I was like, oh yeah, all these countless examples of people who just pick up and are brilliant from the get-go, right? You know, I can't even name one example of that. I can't even think of a myth or a legend or whatever, you know. Sea Lantern, thank you so much in chat, peeps. Yeah, sea lanterns. That's the last thing we've got to do here, really, isn't it? We tried to fix this corner over here. It's still manic. It is still the manic corner. Why is it like that? I think they have a hard time getting out of this. Maybe it's something to do with the way the water flows. There is something odd with this corner here. That is for sure. Why right here? I reckon it's a pathfinding thing. I really do. But you see, if it's something to do with like sheep here can pathfind to that bit, and then when they're there they can pathfind back, that makes sense. But then we should see that at the end here, right? And we don't see it at these ends. Maybe we see it a little bit. So what is it here? Do you know what I think it might be, actually? What makes the most sense is it's this lane here, because where are y'all looking? They are actually sort of looking over this direction, a lot of them. I reckon they think they can pathfind over there, because the other ends don't have like that extra row there, so there's got to be something going on. Extend the corner, says Pravat. I could do something like that. I'm not going to right now, though. Anyway, let's get this thing hooked up with sea lanterns. I'm going to put the sea lanterns one over, so here, each and every time. And I don't have to do anything with the sheep, which is nice. So I should just be able to make my way from one side to the other. Do that every single time. If I don't pick up all the glass, it's fine. Cool. Join Sahara, says Yee Yee. Do you know, there is an overwhelming support for me to join. However, I was offered a partnership, right? Partner with Sahara was the wording, not join. I imagine I will for the Wither Rose shop. I kind of had a little bit of an idea of building... Actually, now that I think about it, the idea that I had wasn't for... it wasn't even for... Yeah, I've had this idea roaming around in my mind, and I've just realised it wasn't for the Wither Rose. So, it's related to the Wither Rose. I was thinking about building a shop where I build a giant wooden bowl of like soup or stew or something, and then I have a suspicious stew shop. But I kind of got hung up on the idea, like, I don't think that's particularly interesting. I mean, one of the things I resort to a lot when doing building and, you know, playing the game the way we play the game is... Oh, I just realised this is going to be kind of different on every little other side, but that's fine. We'll just mirror it over here. One of the things that I kind of gravitate to a lot... Oh, wait a minute. Wait, so is it on the end of some of these? Oh, it is. Okay, fine. So we're going to put it on the outside. Right, I know what I'm doing. So one of the things that I gravitate to a lot... Oh, we're getting there with this sentence, aren't we? We're getting there eventually. Is, you know, like, there's always this option to, like... go towards the pixel art, right? Like, hey, you know, rocket shop, let's build a pixelated rocket building. And I kind of want to stop doing that, basically. I want to get away from that idea. So I haven't had an idea from my suspicious stew shop that isn't that. I have access to every single type of flower, so it'd be really fun to do something with that. But I just got hung up on this idea of, like, I don't want to build like a Minecraft object again. So I kind of, yeah, got hung up on that. K Crampon94 is here, subscribed with Amazon Prime, and 3 minutes ago AC and Tuck resubscribed for 5 months. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate your support tremendously. Hope you are enjoying the stream and having a good time. Thank you as always. What about Concorp Studios, says Toma. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, I haven't worked on that in a while, have I? And I've got that game over there. I'm terrible at, like, organising a game like that. Like, I don't really know where to start. I've built these mini games and now I'm like, Okay, now what do I do? Like, it can be tricky to organise stuff with hermits, and yeah, I just don't know when or how I want to do that. Anyway, the sheep are roaming around. The wool will be flowing in. We topped this thing all the way, almost all the way to the top. I think we did actually do every slot, didn't we? So it's used one additional shear in like a few minutes. There's probably like a ratio, like an average, you know, like a shear every 3 minutes maybe. And then I could calculate how many shears are there and how long that would last for, and then AFK here. Anyway, I think we've done most of the work that we're going to do on this project for now. Let's put away all of the blocks that we have and fix up the place before we go. Is there anything else I should do, by the way, here, peeps? Do the Witherose shop, says Randall Slayer. No, I think I'm going to let Sahara sell the Wither. I'll sell them to Sahara even, and then they can sell them. Yeah. Make a lottery system. That's kind of what I wanted to do with these surprise stew shop. You know? Peeps are calling for an eye break in chat. Do you know, last few streams I've done, I haven't done that. So I'm going to take a moment to look away from my screen. This is the eye break portion of the stream. It's the world famous. It's the thing that people tune in for. They're like, I can't wait to not watch the stream. I'm literally just going to stand here while I physically don't look at my screen for a moment. I'm going to drink some water and replenish my fluids. I am probably not going to remember to drink again for the rest of the stream, so I thought I'd gulp a load down. Anyway, those doctors, they've been saying, right, they've been gathering around, or they're saying this, they're saying that, you know. They've been saying that your eyes staring at a screen all day, you know, apparently that's bad for it. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean staring into bright lights all day is bad for my eyes? You doctors. It's just that, it's that big eyeball. What do they call it? Big pharma. Big eyeball. It's Big Eyeball. They're trying to make money out of us by getting us to not look at the screen, because that makes money, obviously. Yeah, anyway, I don't take a full 5 minutes. They recommend 5 minutes. I just take, you know, a minute, 90 seconds, because I was like, Doctor, I'm streaming. I'm streaming right now. The doctor said, stop streaming. I'm trying to look at your eyes. Get away from that computer. Okay, let's put this stuff away now. Peeps, Big Optical, says Professor Aggressor. That's the one. Big Optical, yeah. Big Optics. So, some of you want to see me do the Elytra course. That's something we can do. But what about the wool farm? Is there anything else I should take care of? I kind of, you know, if I'd have thought about it, maybe I should have done some other stuff first and then come here, because I kind of want to just, like, AFK here for a while after. But I'll probably do that after the stream. I'll fly back over and AFK, you know. Okay, so that one and this one need to go into there. Then I can take both the backpacks. Sweet. And then 1, 2, 3. And you'll go 1, 2, 3. Waterlogged. And a chest. And then we have that. Cool. Alright, the water's flown back in, meaning all the spaces are non-teleportable for those Endermen. Oh yeah, there was actually one other thing I was going to do here. I don't think I will. I think I'll just do it tomorrow after I've AFK'd. It's going to cull the herd a bit, but it involves using a backup of the world and counting the sheep, and it's probably kind of boring. Yeah, this hasn't exactly filled up that much just yet, so need some AFK time over here, but the entire time we've been here it's been working, so that's cool. Alright, once again, anyone, I don't think anyone can, I keep looking at chat, no one's saying, hey, before you go, don't forget that thing that's really important with the sheep that, you know, I think we did it all. We did it good. We done diddly did it good, peeps. Let's go up into the sky. Rotate. Rotate your hate. Let's, I don't know. I don't even know what that means, rotate your hate. Give it some rotation, you know. Aim it in different directions. Random directions, you know. Someone on the street, maybe. No, that's clearly a joke. I'm not telling you to hate on a stranger in the street. Jeez, you lot. Don't you know what a joke is? Hey, before you go, don't forget that thing that's really important with the sheep, says Camo J. Damn it, Camo, I've left already. Oh, why would you tell me now? Why would you tell me now? Yeesh. Seems your mood has improved, says Apple Tree. It has. In the back of my mind, I keep like looking at my phone every minute and thinking, ah. Every now and then I keep thinking like, oh, it might not be good news, but I'll probably get it sorted out. I just need to not stress. I mean, at no point... at what point... When is stress helpful? Like, if I have a problem with this, I'm going to have to go buy a disposable SIM, hope I don't run out of mobile data, and I'll probably kind of be alright. And we got temp 1029 here, resubscribing for 35 months in a row. Temp, thank you ever so much for 35 months of support. Such a goofball, aren't I? Appreciate it, thank you. Apple Tree Troll says, I'm enjoying your jokes maybe a little too much. Enjoy them as much as you can, I say. Let laughter be your medicine. It's good for the soul. Mental stress is never helpful. Physical stress help you get there faster. Right, now where is this thing? It's over there. Up we go again. This thing almost looks like a toilet. You know, if I put some white blocks around the front, you know, following the shape a little bit, it might end up looking like a toilet. Just saying. Just saying. Did you ever get into Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, says Leo Khan? Oh, that is one of my favourite records of all time. I believe the answer to your question is yes, yes, and yes. It's a classic, man. I love that record to death. I've listened to it so many times. It's awesome. Let's go in here. On two. We can probably have a little bit of sound on now that there's no sheep trying to drown us with their barring. Don't want to get barred to death, you know. They're barring, I don't know how you'd say it. I really don't know. Okay, so backpack 2 with the rockets. Bam! We need to make some rockets. Let's make a little note. Okay, where are my live stream notes? Now that I've done the sheep system, let's make rockets. I mean, I've got gunpowder somewhere, and somewhere else I've got sugarcane, so we should go sort that out, you know. Okay, the armor stays on, and let's... Okay, peeps, I'm focusing now. Focusing! Oh, come on! Like, why won't my wings deploy? Oh, it's so frustrating. We have the bars, we have the bars are ours. Okay, fly mode engaged. Good. Whoa, crazy noise in my ear. Please don't distract me with your crazy baby ways. Oh, jeez, I went through. Oof. Oh. Oh. Very bad start. I'm not improving, peeps. And I have been practicing. I guess the one thing that might help is knowing where all the bits are. Although, I think we kind of got to grips with that a while ago. Oof. Oof, that was close. Oh, come on! Come on, man! Oh, I stopped flying again. Ah! Okay, we're doing it. Ah! That made me physically duck. Oh, jeez, ow! Not me nose. Right, there we go. I tell you what would be nice. Like at least just doing it. Wait, what's this? Future Canal Grande of Hermitcraft NHO. This land has been commandeered by the Convex. Please speak to Concorp management regarding lease. Jeez, what on earth was that about? Some sort of land dispute. Oh! Okay, we're gonna get there. Now we are. Oh, that was silky smooth. Ow, that wasn't. Oh, just rubbish. Someone says, are you using flight duration free rockets? Should I be? That's the worst bit of the whole one. I can never get that. Even though I know where they are, it's just so... Ugh. What? Apparently I'm absolutely awful at this. I think I already knew that. I think all of you knew that as well. The only bit I can do good is the easiest bit. Alright, there we go. No, I've missed. No, I've made it through. Oh, yeesh! So, you said you like Dark Side of the Moon, but what about the Wall? Leo kind of never got into the Wall too much. Animals, and what was the other one after Dark Side of the Moon? They did 2 after Dark Side of the Moon that I'm quite fond of. I also really like that that one that people don't like so much with is it Learn to Fly on it? I quite enjoyed that one, like a kind of bit more 80s sound to it. Not Medal, it wasn't that one. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I can't even remember anything really. I just know there's 2 records after it that I'm quite fond of, and Animal is one of Division Bell's alright. A momentary lapse of reason, says Dauntless Media. Yeah, that's the one with it. The record as a whole ain't anything special, but it's got a couple of good songs on it. Use flight duration 1, someone said. I'm already using that. I thought we were saying 3 was better. You see, short duration equals more control. Yeah, it gives you control over speed, but I think the way Grian flies is he's trying to go fast as he can all the time. Like, he really tears through the rockets, and I think when you're moving fast, you have more precision while you've got that propulsion behind you. When you don't, you tend to drift up and down and drift a lot, and I find that okay, the drifting is obviously drifting into blocks and not going quite where you're aiming, but you're moving slower. But then when you use the rockets to go fast, it's just too fast movement for me to keep up with. So, like, both are kind of awkward, which is why I'm no good at this. Right, we'll do one more run once we can make it daytime. I love Shine On You Crazy Diamonds, says Starry Eyes. Yes, and what record is... That's the one where they're shaking hands. And one of them's on fire on it. That record is my probably second favourite next to Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, and then maybe Animals after that. Yeah, that's the one. What's that one called? Oh, jeez, now I've got to concentrate. Ugh. It was going so well. Oh, that's probably my best run up until that bit. Noxy Boy says, you think of doing a music review talk show podcast thing. I mean, well, that's what these streams are sometimes, right? They go into podcast mode, if you like. So they are what they are. If you like it, come and get it. I also have a music blog. So if you search the Google for Asuma Music Blog, you would probably find it. You can also go to asumavoid.com, find a link there as well. And I write about music rather frequently. It's like a journal of what I listen to. And some of the gigs that I go to as well, I talk about on there. But that for me, like, you know, is it a review? Not really. I might talk about records in a reviewy kind of way, just because that's what writing a blog sometimes gets you in the headspace for. But for me, it's about, like, just having a kind of journey, the experience. Oh, whatever. I'm skipping that one. I'm hitting everything at the moment. The experience. It's because I'm talking about my music blog. Jeez. Don't talk about the music. Oh, come on. That looked like I was going right for it. Yeah, anyway. The point I'm... Oh, God. I'm so awful at this. The point I'm trying to make... Oh. Oh, yeah, I guess I don't have a sword. The point I'm trying to make... Yeah, there you go. Go down there. Oh, that's kind of disappointing. I'll have to come back and fix that. The point I'm trying to make is that it's really a journal, right? Like, I literally use it to look back on and go, what records have I enjoyed the last few months? Oh, yeah, that one, this one, sweet. I'm going to listen to those ones today. You know, that's what I use it for. Because I get through a lot of records. Like, oh, I'm getting pretty sick of doing this. You know, you might say maybe you should focus a little bit more. I'd agree. I'd agree. But someone started talking about music blogs. Oh, this is just jokes. I'm going to die if I keep trying. Alright, that's it, that's it. That'll do. Have you tried composing your own music, says Monsterzak. I mean, I haven't tried, I have done. I've written a whole record that I was producing before I got taken over by YouTube. In fact, I did actually manage to get one record out. But it wasn't a metal record. Like, I writ like a massive bulk of music that was like sort of like symphonic black metal was kind of like the main sound, but much more varied than just being like straight blast beats and evil. It was like there was a lot of like thrash and more traditional heavy metal in there, and very melodic stuff as well. When I go back and listen to my songs, I noticed that like some of the melodies that I draw from could probably like interchange with other forms of music quite easily. There's like this clear sort of melodic style in the middle of it that you wouldn't have to necessarily hear just within metal. Anyway, I got loads of that I've writ, and I've tried to get back into it whilst doing YouTube. It's just too much to balance. Like, when I did that, I was like fully invested in it, and that's the only way I'll probably do that again. Did I just do something really stupid with my rockets? I think I put them all in this backpack. Where can I find your songs, says Gundro? Soulside Eclipse on YouTube. Whatever's on there. There is more, actually. There's more. There's like a playlist that I shared with some like unfinished stuff on like my actual Assumovoid channel, right? Let's see. I did hip hop songs. I did industrial, electronic, dungeon synth, and metal. Those were like the bases that I was covering. And right as there was this weird sort of like boom of dungeon synth in the early 10s, like right at the beginning of the 10s, I kind of like got involved with that, had some fun, and made my own record of that type. And that one is actually like a finished project that you can go and listen to. Let's check this out. So this area ain't been loaded for a while, I'm guessing, and it kind of looks like it's not really ready for a harvest. It kind of looks like it might be broken. No, it's not broken. It's not broken. Peeps, oh, right, I think I know why. Give me a second. Maybe, I was going to say I'm streaming. Maybe he needs something immediately. I'll check just in case it's not what I think it is. Oh, there's a lot of talk here. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I'm streaming at the moment. Okay, let's delete that text. We got noises in the air. I've been flying around like a goof. Haven't I now? I've been flying around like a goof. So, what ones did I miss here? Nico Bueno is here, resubscribing for 9 months. That was that crazy noise in the ear, the babyface saying, "Hey X, keep up the great content and good work. Good luck on your Elytra run." Thank you. Thank you. I did terrible, didn't I? I did absolutely terrible. Skylar McAdoe is here, resubscribing for 8 months in a row. Thank you ever so much, Skylar. And Twilight Meadow, subscribing with Amazon Prime. I appreciate it. Thank you ever so much. Also, 1,200 peeps have tuned in. Appreciate y'all checking out the Hermitcraft server. While you're here, hit that follow button if you're enjoying it, if you're liking what you're seeing. Also, I really should stop doing this, but I keep looking at my phone. I need it to check again. How do I get it to do that? Yeah, I shouldn't be doing this right now. Yeah, okay, I'm going to close that. Closed it. So it's a ways away from doing its thing at the moment. Let's go like that. Okay, and then do it again. Okay, so any sugarcane that has grown will be sent down here. Might we see some of it come out the pipe? Yes, yes, yes we might. Sweet. Did some go in the top? We didn't get a lot. We got very little, in fact. This area just hasn't been, like, open for that. Open? Loaded is the problem. Man, what do y'all think of Tower Bay? Like, Iskal was telling me he really liked this project, and one of the things that happens is you get used to your own stuff, and you tend to not like look at it with a fresh pair of eyes. And so whenever I'm here, everything's become pretty normal. It's like, oh yeah, Tower Bay, there's towers. But I got on a lot of good feedback. I love the pipes, says Keegan. That was a great idea, wasn't it? It was a really great idea. Lots of nice messages in chat there. Thanks, peeps. There is something that I said I would do in my live streams, and that is build the farms inside of here. And I wish I'd have left myself with a template for doing this. Now, the water is going to flow down there and the drops will get collected. That much is fine. Then they have to be turned into pipes to go in the other direction. So we can actually work on these a little bit. I think I'd like to start with just doing the pipes first, because I've got a feeling I could totally goof up the other bits. By the way, I collected this sugar cane so that I could go make some rockets. I don't need those rockets this second, so I'm going to put them in there. I'm going to leave myself a post-stream note, actually. I need to make rockets, go to sheep farm. Okay. That's good, that's good. Sweet! To all the peeps in chat who seem to type join Sahara every other minute, you know, your spamming of that message, I don't know what you're trying to achieve by doing it. If you could give me the insights into the wonderful workings of your mind and let me know what exactly is you expect in response, that would be wonderful. Because right now I'm doing a live stream and I don't know what I would do in order to just join during this live stream, right? I'd also like to point out I haven't been invited to join. I've just been offered a partner, like to partner with Sahara, you know? That's a different thing, isn't it? I believe it's a different thing. IESPI has subscribed with Amazon Prime, and I decided to sing that. Thank you ever so much, dude. I appreciate the support, and hope you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for using the Amazon Prime sub on me. Why don't you use a resource pack, says the Bandage. I do. I'm using a couple of resource packs. Yeah, strange question. What did I come here for? I know what I came here for. Wait, do I already have it? I do. It is the oak trapdoor. The one, the only. Let's go put it in the basement area. I had an idea the other day for another farm I put in a tower. I now realise this room down here as well I need for something. Now what I don't have, and I should have had, is a hole over on the other side to tell me where the pipes go through. So we'll go make those holes. That's right, you need to get a letter to your home IRL to be invited. Oh, yeah. Well then. We got a noise in the ear from Sly She. I might be saying it wrong, but Sly She saying, what would your reaction be if Steve got in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? My reaction would be like, basically, alright, I'm sorry to disappoint. I don't play that game. I don't have much of an opinion on it. I mean, hey, it'd be cool. Nintendo are notorious for being very protective with their IPs. I don't know. What's the relationship between Mojang and Nintendo? I don't know what it's like. I imagine with Microsoft there, they'd probably set that up, and it could be a thing. But yeah, thank you so much for your donation, dude. I appreciate that support. I'm sorry if my answer was a little bit anticlimactic, but yeah, not really like much of a big deal to me that. Wait, didn't I like watch? What the heck? I thought I saw the water flow out into another room. What's your opinion on Keanu Reeves? Says the Bandage. I mean, great actor. Oh, I heard lots of nice and wonderful stories about him. Apparently he's like a nice guy and humble and all that, which is awesome. And yeah, I see like the internet going kind of crazy about him at the moment, having fun, as they do, and that's cool. Are these the melon and pumpkin towers, says Zadion? Yeah, they are, and they need to get built, so at some point we just got to do that, right? Yeah, it looks like there was... Oh, I could have swore I successfully broke whatever block was back there, right? Now, here's the thing. This is literally one block below. It's one... Oh, I haven't thought that through then, have I? Oh. That's kind of disappointing. It's one block below that. Maybe we can try and turn this into a feature of some sort. So, yeah, the trapdoor is level with that. So these blocks are fine, but gravity blocks won't work. They'll fall into the water. Now I'm thinking I need to replace all of it. Right, so if I break that, we can see the water. It's probably now in that room. So the roof of the room is this bit here. We need to, I think, turn this into a different texture. Now, what texture is available in this game that could look kind of interesting? First choice would be something transparent. I mean, I could go for the trapdoor level like that. Oh, that one placed down there. But I don't think that's terribly exciting or matching the textures that we got right here. So something that will let you see the water might seem kind of cool, but I don't think we've got that. Peeps, just let me know in chat, like, what texture? I mean, there's many blocks in this game. What could we possibly use? We got noises in the ear. It's emergency poncho. Emergency poncho. Love it. Resubscribe for 3 months. You generally use poncho in a rain emergency, didn't you? Thank you for your support, dude. K.Y is subscribing with Amazon Prime. And IJ Pros also with the Prime. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate it. And I hope you're enjoying the stream. Butler Atlas says scaffold, which wouldn't work because the scaffolding wouldn't... Like, it's the same problem as the other block, right? There's water below. Iron trapdoor. I like it. I like it a lot because the iron's a little bit more industrial. And that suits this area. Why that one? Why that chest, brain? Why that chest? Okay. We will make these things. Oh, something... Maybe it was this song that made me think of it. Final Fantasy VIII. I saw that was going to get remade. Oh, sorry, remastered, right? So, hey, I think that's probably going to be fine like that. Let's do that. So, yeah. What did I want to say about it? I've totally forgotten. My brain's gone dead. My brain's gone dead. What did I want to say about that? So I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy VII being remade. Final Fantasy VII, one of my favourite games ever. I was a kid when I played that, and the storyline absolutely blew me away. I thought the characters in it were incredible, and still to this day, like, for a game where you learn about the characters through like text on the screen of them talking, no voice acting, it's like really powerful stuff going on there. So I'm looking forward to the remaster or remake of that. But then I saw they announced that 8's going to get a remaster, and when I saw the trailer, it's like, it kind of looks exactly how I remember the game looking. I'm not sure what the remaster is affecting. I think it might be textures in HD, but the model's going to look the same shape. First you said 8 and then 7. There's 2 of them. They're remastering 8 and they're remaking 7. And I kind of want to play 8 again, because I never got near the end of 8, and I remember 8 being pretty good as well. I remember having a good experience playing that one. Right, what are we going to do about this then? So, when you, in these pipes, when you hit that ice, you need a pressure plate, which I do not have. I never put them in. So, and two pressure plates. We won't worry about the colour. I think, actually no, I would use dark oak, wouldn't I? That doesn't make sense to do it a different way. Let's grab a dark oak log, and that'll make the 2 that we need. Sweet. Hey X, any info on the River Rose partner with Sahara? Says Wing Gaming. Yo, people are very excited. No news at the moment. I don't know how the game at all. What is the story of Final Fantasy, and how do they keep the story going for X number of games, says Webster. So every Final Fantasy game is a different story, and I don't think the universes are the same. They might be considered like a family of universes in which like all this stuff takes place, but they are they're all like unique stories. And 7 was incredible because the story was incredible. The game was also kind of like in itself, the technology was pretty like groundbreaking at that time. Like it was a really incredible game to be on Final Fantasy, on the PlayStation. 7, 8, and 9 were like a kind of a bit of a streak. Not so much 9, but 7 and 8 were very, very well respected and, you know, whatever you want to call it, like talked about. Like they were really well rated games. Very well rated. I think I'm going to change up the formula a little bit on the underside here. I'm going to use some more. I'm going to use that many more trapdoors, and I'm not going to put our oak on the side. So I fished all of that oak, and now we're not going to use it. We're going to use some. Hey, I need some scaffolding around here. Do I actually have any with me? I will in one of my backpacks. So let's go put that down here. You can't do anything in this game without... Like, how have I got so many of these things open all of a sudden? I still don't seem to have... There it is, the one that I want. And you kind of don't have what I need in it, but I'll make some anyway. We're going to use... Oh, actually, those as stairs might be a little bit better. I'm mumbling. And I got loads of stairs already. Of course I have. Of course I have. So we got noises in the ear. We got Simo2342 off. Resubscribed for 2 months. And I don't know if you called out my name when I subscribed before, so I missed it because I had to go to dinner. Anyway, anyways, love your work. Happy Minecrafting. Thank you so much, dude. If I missed your one last time, I apologise for missing it. And if you're away, I thank you again for your continued support. Okay, so the water's going to end up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be... Oh, actually, it's going to be a bit close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Maybe I'll have to put something in the middle here. I also think we might have an issue if the water comes straight down with water source above. So 1, 2, 3, 4... 5. It's always so difficult to tell. So one behind us, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Is that one there? It is the one before. Huh. So we will have to do something up there. So we're going to need a platform underneath this thing to work on. Let's stand roughly in the middle. Okay, then we will go up onto it. I think the dirt has to come away across the whole thing, which might make it easier for us to see. Some parts of this are going to fall down, which is fine for now. Yeah, those bits there will fall down. We're fine with that, because and gravel apparently. Okay, so we're going to have water at this level. Right, so I think I'm going to have these blocks going all the way across, basically. I need more, because I've only got 2 apparently. Typical. We come down here, we remove a couple of blocks and we've got to walk back to the storage again. Why? This game can be really slow sometimes. By the way, we also have Maserati resubscribing for 24 months. That's a diamond face in the chat right there. Right there is the face of the diamond. Maserati saying pretty good sub streak, eh? Also, can't wait to see you partner with Sahara. I mean, if it happens, I don't even know if it's going to happen yet. It might not. But I've been offered it, and I'll probably accept it, I'll tell you that. Thank you so much for the support, Maserati. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream today. Let's get on top of our scaffolding. I just finished my ramen noodles, says Deadpools. I really want to have some ramen noodles. I always hear about it. Like, people always make jokes about, like, surviving on it during college or something like that. It's like the old ramen noodle joke. Well, is it even a joke? They probably did survive on it. They had to survive on something, right? So, thing is, I need ice somewhere in here. We're just going to hide the ice. Again, now I'm like, oh, I need this other block. Got to go get ice. Going to need pressure plates as well. So we need 2 ice, 2 pressure plates. The pressure plates are not going to be visible, so they can be these ones. And the ice, we got that. There you go, 2 ice. Going to sleep in the bed as well, you know. Asuma, if you could be made into a dragon, would you have fur, feathers, scales, or fancy wings? Says Anicia. I'd definitely go for the wings. Would that mean I don't have scales, though? Or the other things? I watched Godzilla. That always cracked me up in the 1997 Jeff Goldblum one. Jeff Goldberg. Jeff Goldblum. they like got this lighter next to this man who's dying on a bed, and he goes, Godzilla. It cracks me up. And the guy who says Godzilla every single time, there's only like one guy who says it every time, and he said it exact same way in this movie. It cracked me up. I haven't seen a Godzilla movie since like the 1997 one, and like he just says it. He goes Godzilla. It cracks me up. Oh, something about it. Yeah. Anyway, I saw the new Godzilla movie. I tell you what, I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to say it's a great movie, but oh my goodness me, the special effects are just over the top and crazy. And that's kind of what I went there for, right? Like, I knew that there probably wasn't going to be any good character development or much of a story arc. It's just going to be, you know, stuff getting blown up, that kind of thing, right? Oh, I've made a bit of a derp here. Yeah. Oh, good thing I spotted that now rather than later. So anyway, if you like those movies, I'd recommend it on the basis of, like, if you know what you're going there for, it was pretty alright. But yeah, like, so the last time I saw a Godzilla movie was the Jeff Goldberg one, like, was it 1997? Jeff Goldblum? Why do I keep saying the wrong one? I can't remember what it is now. Yeah, and like, it was like, those movies, they're always just so ridiculous, right? Like, I don't know, just so much unrealistic stuff with like people getting hurled out of vehicles across, you know, a mile, and then big explosion, they come out of it with hardly a scratch, that kind of stuff. There was loads of that. There was loads of just nonsense, right? Like, just stuff that you just kind of accept. It's always just going to be nonsense. It's not worth getting hung up on, because it's not like trying to be a scientifically sound and accurate movie. Oh no. So anyway, the big monsters that they have looked absolutely stunning and incredible. And they do a lot of this like really fast motion, cutting back and forth, crazy use of colour and special effects. And at first, it kind of felt a little bit too much, but they do actually get some like pretty good and clear shots together of the monsters, which is what you want. Like, you want to properly see the monsters instead of, like, you know, this sort of like erratic camera type thing going on, right? And yeah, there was some of that. There was, you know, you got to see the monsters, and I just really enjoyed it. I think the monsters just look unbelievable. And when I saw the '97 movie, the whole like up in the ante and things always getting one step worse, like over time, it's the same with so many similar genres. It's like you keep. Is it the Ferris Bueller one? What's his name, says Joe BB. I was trying to remember that. All I could think was Ferris Bueller. And I couldn't remember what his actual name is. It's like a Matthew, isn't it? Matthew something? Matthew Bodwick, says Gamer Chick. That's the guy. Do you know, I'm actually going to put stone under the entirety of this down here now. Wait a minute. Am I doing something wrong? Oh, not again. I've got it at the wrong height. How did I make this more complicated than it needed to be? In which case, if you need to go one block up, we'll do that. So that means I actually hide it by having that there. So I can put... Oh, I need... Yeah, all of that can be... Okay, so all of that can be that. But it'll probably look better with slabs underneath it. Crazy noise in my ear, ton roving Rainbow. 38 months, Emerald Face. Thank you so much, Rainbow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it ever so much. Thank you. Also, no, I read that one, didn't I? Yeah, I read that one. Thank you, Rainbow, again. Appreciate you. And, of course, all you do for the LPMT community as well. It was 98, not 97. There was one more thought that I was trying to finish there and I got distracted. So, there's always, like, this upping the ante ridiculousness. And over time, like in action movies, it gets more and more crazy with time. I couldn't believe just how crazy and ridiculous the upping the ante was in that movie. Like, it was bonkers. Not saying it was like great, it was good, it is what it is. I'm not a big fan of it, but it was just kind of something to watch. It was a bit of a marvel. 98 was a decent movie, it just wasn't Godzilla, says old man Reg Doom. Yeah, it wasn't, that's very true, it wasn't like a proper, they tried to do it like a different type of movie. I'm actually really fond of that one. I think I'm just fond of it because it's such a typical 90s movie, and like, you know, whatever your generation is, you can be quite fond it, even when it's not that great. Like, I don't think a lot of people are hailing it as a great movie, but it's like, what's another one that I like from that era? Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones. I love it when he's just like talking fast and organising stuff fast. Like, there's loads of scenes where he turns up and he just goes, we need people over there, we need people over there, we're going to do this, we're going to blow up that building, we're going to let it fall down, evacuate these people. And I'm like, yes, get into the zone, organise. Oh, cracks me up. It's a terrible movie, but I love it. I watched it 3 times in one day when I was a kid. That's a funny story, isn't it? Don't ask how that happened, it just did. Okay. So we're going to have the water flow through, yep, just above me, and then we're going to have slabs below. And that is like a module that we'll see from down here, and it looks good, it hides the ice, and we'll put a slab there just to finish it. Sweet. Then we have to build the same thing on the other side, and it shouldn't be anywhere near as painful as building all of that was. We also got to go up top and finish some stuff up there. Can we have a movie night on streams, says Gamer Chick? We used to have movie nights in our LPMT where people like watched a movie together at the same time. I don't know if that still happens, but like a movie club thing on there, awesome. Dante's Peak, Armageddon, Twister, says Badger Spanner. Oh yeah, and Independence Day, hell yeah! Hell yeah, 90s movies. Twister was great. Dante's Peak was the other volcano, right? There's this thing like Deep Impact and Armageddon. There's always 2 of the same movie coming out. It's like a weird Hollywood thing that they do, and they just kind of let 2 of the same type of movie come out at the same time. Yeah. I love Independence Day as well. These are so, like, they're just the movies you watched when you were a kid, right? Like, you just love them. They're just great. Okay, so now we need that pressure plate here. And then they go out over there. Sweet. So we add gravel here, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I don't like that anymore. That kind of looks a bit all of a sudden. So we're going to change that to a full block, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit this and that, isn't it? But it's all right. I am kind of wondering if we should lower the trapdoors and put them on the bottom side, like. What's that going to look like, having this dent in the ground, essentially? I think that actually could look a little bit better. Because these are kind of... yeah, let's try that, actually. Right, chat is throwing in the 70s movies. Sorry, 90s movies. Pulp Fiction and Goodfellas. 2 other great movies, yeah. Goonies! I love Goonies. The Dark Crystal. Rowan, I think I know what that one is. Oh, we can't put the trapdoor there if we're going to use a pressure plate. What did we use before? Sign. You're a wizard, Harry. Classic quote. Flubber. Oh my goodness me. I don't love that movie, but I know it. Like, that's one of Robin... Like, Robin Williams did a load of amazing movies, and Flubber was one of those kind of like, Like, I'd enjoy that more as a kid. I can say that. I don't think that one is quite as fun to watch as others. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. You cannot forget that one. You know, I was never a big fan of those ones. I love Dumb and Dumber. I never really saw a lot of Ace Ventura. But the second one's got Cannibal Corpse in, because Jim Carrey loves death metal. Fun fact for you. Oh, those ones are going off. Let's see if they actually go to the location. I think I blocked them off now that I remember it. I'm just going to make some more iron trapdoors. I found Flubber creepy, says Awesome Sauce. Yeah, I could probably see what you mean. It's like the character's kind of weird and quirky, and you might look at his behaviour and be like, this isn't a good way to behave. I just realised I've already got loads of these in my inventory right here. I don't have to worry about it. Also, by using the signs here, like, does that even look that good? Like, because you're going to see that from just, you can kind of see it. I think we'll let that one slide. It'll do. Men in Black. I love that. Kindergarten Cop. That's a great one. Another Arnie movie. I'm actually like watching a few Arnie movies at the moment. True Lies, I think I'm going to watch next. Like, some of them I've watched, like Eraser, and I'm like, this, like, watching it retroactively, Eraser is like not really that good of a movie at all. Like, overall it kind of comes together okay, but back then, like, they didn't really develop or create characters very well. It's a very kind of like rigid format that they have. It's weird. I think I don't like seeing that thing on the other side. I'm going to change that bit there. But yeah, one of my favourite Arnie movies is Jingle All the Way. I just love it. It's so silly. It's so ridiculous. And it's a Christmas movie, and it's just like, I don't know, it just cracks me up. I think I'm going to do that there, because it lines up with the glass. And then a couple of blocks of andesite on the opposite side. And I think I'm going to be happy with that now. I could actually just put stairs here as well. So there's just like a little bit of visibility going on. Anyway. Total Recoil, says Badger. That's a really good one. That's a good Arnie movie. Jingle All the Way was my favourite Christmas movie, says Serpentron. I can't recall a lot of other Christmas movies that I'm like, that's my Christmas movie, so it would probably be mine as well. It would probably be mine as well. The Last Action Hero is another good Arnie movie that I think was a bit overlooked. Home Alone, yeah, we're going through all the nostalgia movies now. Home Alone's just absolutely timeless. That's a great one. Last Action Hero is one of Arnie's best underrated movies, says the Cosmic Samurai. I'd agree. I'd agree. I don't know why it flopped. Maybe people were on a bit of like Arnie burnout or something. But it wasn't well received at the time. And I think it's fantastic. Haven't watched it in a while though. Sometimes you watch older movies and you start to see the flaws a little bit. Like Eraser for me was, you could see how like at the time it'd be good, it'd be a reasonable movie, but it doesn't really have a lot to offer. It's just action sequences and yeah, there's a bit of a plot, but the characters are like so weird. Like in Eraser, the bad guy who's like a dirty cop basically, just nothing about him is explained, like why he behaves the way he does, and it's quite unsatisfying, especially considering how much more character development we have these days. A character like that, it's just, you know, when you don't know nothing about them and they're just all crooked and evil because that's the character they are, it's not very good, you know. Right, now didn't we make a mistake last time? Let's not make that mistake again. So the water is going to go above us, so we put full blocks there, and then after a while we have to be in line with that one, and we have our ice block here which we then have to hide. So this is going much quicker than we did before, right? So we're going to have that there. We're going to probably need a bit more scaffolding here and there. By the way, we got noises in the ear, and I've been completely oblivious again. Dodder1311 has subscribed with Amazon Prime. Joe BB3 has subscribed with Amazon Prime, and Apollo is here for 13 months, saying X. Do you think Mojang and Microsoft might be upping their game with the release of Earth and Dungeons with Hytale looming? Hytale appears to be the superior game. Apollo, I don't think they're upping their game in response. I think you'll find that Earth and Dungeons has been in development for years, and we're just hearing about them now. If they have done that as a reaction to Hytale, that's entirely possible. I think they're smarter than to make knee-jerk reactions to what other people are doing. That doesn't seem like a very Microsoft thing to do. So my suspicion is just, hey, this is just the timing when they would be ready to release and talk about it, right? And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing these games and projects that they've been working on coming to light. Also, it kind of looks like Hytale isn't even a threat to Minecraft at the moment. It feels like the news of Hytale has helped, you know, reinvigorate some interest in Minecraft. I'm sure maybe some of you in chat have seen Hytale and it's kind of brought you back to Minecraft. I don't know, but that's a opinion I've heard floated around. And I also think Dungeons and Earth are like really different games to Hytale. Why say one is superior when they're offering up different types of experience? We also haven't even played them, so it'd be a bit silly, I think, to try and say what's about them at this point in time. Judge Dredge, that's a good action movie from its time, says Ethericity. I really want to see that again. I have a memory of being a kid on holiday, and it was like an 18 movie, and they were showing it illegally in a bar, and I really, really wanted to watch it, but we couldn't go in. But when we went to another place nearby, and I could like see like the movie in the next bar over, and I was kind of watching it from a distance, like trying to figure out what's going on, and it's just one of those like memories that sticks in your mind. You know, everyone's got like a weird little memory of this or that, and for me, Judge Dredd, I always just vividly remember it. I'm like, whoa, I'm a kid again. I'm, you know, on holiday. And there's this bar. And do you know what else I remember from that holiday? I remember these potato chips, like these foreign, I think it must have been in Greece, because these, oh my goodness me, my brain is just going into some sort of nostalgia, memory unleashed mode. They had these like big bags of potato chips, but they came with like pogs in them. And of course, being a kid, I wanted to collect all the pogs that came with it. And so we would buy a bag every day, and everyone would like eat them together in the evening. And then I would have the pog that was like from the packet. Oh, I might even like have them in a like stashed away bag somewhere. Haven't thought about that in donkeys. Crazy, funny stuff. Oh my god, Pogs, says I'm over rainbows. Yeah, Pogs. I've got my Pogs that I had when I was a kid. I've got all of those, like, in a bag somewhere, tucked away in a cupboard. But I don't know if I got these foreign ones. I don't actually, now I think about it, I don't really recall seeing them at any particular point. LeMayo, Lay's chips, says Gamer Chick. Yeah, they're like the foreign equivalent of Lay's chips, I guess. These things were, but they had all like, I think it was Greek, and it had all like foreign text all over it. That's what I remember. All those Greek symbols is kind of what's coming to mind. So I think we did it with that, 2 pieces of this, and then another one. Isn't that what DJ Khaled says? And another one. I just remember watching a video from the other day of him doing a stream event. People were like ripping on him. I didn't really get it. I was like, alright, he's doing his thing. If it's not your cup of tea, don't worry about it. I still have a big bag of pogs, says Ekazol. Cool. I mean, technically I still do as well, because they're lying around in a cupboard somewhere. Let's get some ice for this. By the way, we also got noises in the ear from Preheat the Oven to 450. Subscribe with Amazon Prime and Mr. Robot Bacon. Thank you ever so much. Very interesting username there. Preheat the Oven to 450. Crazy. That must be a different metric to what we have over here, because the most ovens turn up to here is 250, I think. Anyway, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. What are pogs, says Awesome Sauce. They're basically little circular, like cardboardy collectibles, and you had a game where you'd have like a heavy pog slammer, so you'd pile up all your pogs and you would hit them with your slammer and they'd all go everywhere, but the ones that landed face up you'd pick up, or something like that. It was a really terrible game. We were bored so much in the 90s. We really were. Oh god, it sounds so like, with all these computer games and mobile phones today, you're like, you got circular bits of cardboard and you threw a heavy metal thing at them. What? Like, it's literally what you did. Literally what you did. Professor Aggressor says 450 freedom units. And again! Oh my goodness me. Oh, I remember now. I wanted to kill you. To get one of your heads. Wait, no, come back here. Don't. No, wait. Ah, I want to wear it. Mr. Skeleton, please. I'm trying to live stream. Don't. Oh, they're spitting at me because I attacked the wandering trader. Don't attack me now. I am him. Alright, these llamas are getting wrecked. I've decided. Look at them shooting at me from over there. Look at their little heads popping out. Oh, that's hilarious. Fight each other. Yes. To the death. Right, I'm going to try and get a llama head here. Ugh. 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 Any llama heads? No. I kind of look stealthy now, don't I? Oh, I'm glad I remembered that, because last time I didn't, and I really wanted to do that. All right, so when we build these farms, the water will now successfully flow. Should we give it a little test? What item? I care not for these trapdoors very much. It's going to be hard to spot. Yeah, I saw it go through. I saw it go through. Good. This one probably even harder. Okay, so run around the corner, look over here. Yeah, I see it go. I see it go. See it go. Awesome. All right. Well, they're ready for some tower farms now, aren't they, basically? I loved Pogs. Never played, just collected them for the cool pictures, says the Invisible Drake. Yeah, I like it. What other cards did I collect? Like the Premier League, stickers. Still got loads of those in boxes. Pokemon cards, actually. I've got like... when Pokemon started to go like out of trend in the beginning, the cards got less popular. There were some shops that had stocked up on them, and then you could buy like a massive box of them for £5. And so me and my mates brought loads of them, and then used to play Pokemon against each other. And yeah, that's just sort of a fond memory, that. Anyway, okay, I'm getting a bit distracted here. That's where we're wrapping it up, peeps. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do stick around because we're going to do a raid. Who are we going to raid? I think False might be streaming. She is. If you... Oh, do you know what? Iskau is streaming again. What? Is Iskau streaming again? I feel like I should raid him back. I'm going to send you back to Iskau, and if you want to watch False, she's also playing on the stream, on the server and streaming. So thank you, peeps. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated, and cheered. As always, I appreciate your support. Thank you to all my patrons. If you look in chat, you will see now that there is a Riggedy Raid button. Wait, is this Scout streaming? What's going on? Is it working? Okay, I don't think it's working. I'm going to try again. I think the raid feature might be broken. I don't know what's going on with the raid feature. It seems to be broken. Let's try and do False then. Okay, raids apparently are broken, so manual raid. I'll post a link to Iskau, I'll post a link to False. You choose who you want to go raid and watch. I'll see you all later. Thanks, bye-bye.